Welcome back, everybody. My name's APredator54, aka Adam, coach of the McChesney Park Slowpokes, and today I bring you the draft analysis for PAC Season 3 Wi-Fi. This is their side league, so we will be playing at level 50, and we were given 105 points for 10 to 11 Pokemon, 24 points for our Terra budget, as long as it's legal to Terra and it does not exceed 24 points, we can have it. It's open Terra with preview and we're allowed the 2 captains. This season the only items banned are Bright Powder and Lax Incense. The moves banned are Moody, Snowcloak, and Sandveil. So, without further ado, let's hop on into this. I believe I was pick number 4. 1 second. Let me double check that. Yep, I was pick number 4. Alright, first things first. What we grabbed round 1, and the reason why we are in this area, is Raging Bolts. I drafted this headstrong on, I want this to be my Terra captain and just have a monstrous, especially offensive Mon with incredible bulk, but I decided not to in the last minute because I ended up drafting something, I believe it was round 8 that I decided would be a better Terra captain in the long run based off of its versatility. But this thing being at level 50 with Modest, having 207 special attack before the booster is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's insane what this Mon can do. Oh my god, it's it becomes an arch when it's sleeping. That is adorable. This thing gets access to Ancient Power, gets access to Weather Ball, Solar Beam, Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse, Draco Meteor, even Dragon Tail, Heavy Slam, and Body Press. It had so much versatility going for it. I was incredibly tempted to make it a captain, but it was a really, really tough choice on my end. But Raging Bolt, all in all, is still a phenomenal Pokemon for a base 75 with its monstrous HP and special attack stat and relative bulk. Yeah, choices were hard. But we're going to hop on into Mon number 2 and we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully I can do Raging Bolt justice. If my actual Terra captain doesn't work out, I have the option of switching back to Terra Raging Bolt, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, on to Mon number 2. And let's hop on into it. For Mon number 2, and for 15 points overall after taking Raging Bolt for 17, I decided let's take a trip down memory lane, and we've got Excadrill again. Yes, you guys probably see where this is going. This is going to be a sand team with Weather Ball, Raging Bolt. This blocks, well, Electric type spam, the Dragon type moves and Fairy type moves for Raging Bolt. All in all, it's going to be very good defensive-wise. That and it has base 110 HP, and I believe it's 130 attack. It's either 125 or 130. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Excadrill, aka Naruto Run, is back for another redemption arc. This was also another strong contender for Terra because it was legal. I had so many options with this team. You'll see why when I go forward. Well, Excadrill, Stealth Rocks, Rapid Spin, Poison Jab, X-Scissor, gets access to Throat Chop for Mons with special, well, sound-based moves. Can't let them click Yawn, can't let them click Roar, and you stay in SD in their face and you call it Rinse, Wash, Repeat. This even gets access to Brick Break as well. But Rock Slide, Iron Head, and Earthquake are so spammable with this Mon. And I look forward to using this guy / girl again. But mainly, this is my hazard removal. I wanted it early, and I wanted reliable. So we are going to have some fun with Drill again, as it takes a nice little nap. But for 15 points, I thought this was relatively worth it and well within my budget to have. And we're going to see what Drill can do. Without further ado, we will hop on into Mon number 3. Alright, and for Mon number 3 and 14 points, let's take an old-fashioned trip down memory lane back to one of my second Sword and Shield draft. And this thing was my addiction in, sorry. Did I just say Sword and Shield? I meant second Scarlet and Violet draft. This was my addiction in Sword and Shield. Azu is just such a fun, versatile Mon. Bulky is all shit. Access to thick, fat, huge power, and Sap Sipper. You can't complain at all. It is just such a fun Mon. Getting access back to knockoff, Ice Spinner for terrain, being able to bulldoze, Ice Punch, being able to Perish Song my opponent. All in all, incredibly good. That, and it's just fucking adorable. I can't wait to use Azu again. Cheese people with Belly Drum, cheese people with Player Off, Liquidation, Knockoff, even Trailblaze to boost my speed would be hilarious. And yeah, Azu, I love you. Can you fall asleep, please? I want to see what you look like asleep. Pretty please. But being able to wall Walking Wake and Sun, unless it is specs, is amazing. Being able to wall Ogerpon Heartflame if I wear an ability shield is amazing, because it cannot Sap Sipper me. And oh my god, did I just... Why are you such a fat lazy fuck? I love you. That is adorable. But anyways, Azu, bulky support, high offense. Look forward to using it. We are going to hop on into Mon number 3. As, yeah, I can't get over how cute this is. I'm sorry. It's so fucking adorable. But anyways, Mon number 4. Alright, for Mon number 4 and 12 points, because I do not learn my lessons well, and it was actually very influential on my attempt to make playoffs in STA. Courtesy of Beridu, Tyranitar is back. The Sand team has been formed. This Mon, having access to knockoff now, is incredibly amazing. Dragon Tail, access to Heavy Slam, gets access to Brick Break. Special moves galore in Ice Beam, Fire Blast, Power Gem, Dark Pulse. I believe it either gets Hydro Pump as well. Is ridiculous. You can run a mixed T-Tar, you can run a special T-Tar, you can run a physical T-Tar, you can run T-Waves Rock Support. You can do so much with Big Beautiful Diamond here. And this is by far one of my favorite Mons, especially for this generation. If I had to do favorite, definitely this. This has been a relative staple in almost every single game it's been in, and I look forward to using it. Again, I did not learn my lesson in UNPL. I did not learn my lesson in SDA. I did not learn my lesson in quite a few leagues. But will this be another attempt at glory? Yes, it will. Because Sand is incredibly consistent for me. I also had this in SBC as well. This being here also was a phenomenal Terra Captain option, but I decided not to. Because it's just here to get damage off, set the sand, and just be annoying as all hell, and bulky as shit. Dragon Dance weakness policy sets are very good on this, unless it's a fighting type move, but we'll take it in stride. We will go with the flow, and we will see what Triana Tower can do. But we will hop on into Mon number 5, and catch you guys soon. Alright, because another example of I do not learn my lesson, and I wanted to do it again, courtesy of UNPL, straight into PDD, straight into SDA, where I tried to make playoffs, having them on. We have Open Terra Sceptile. I do not learn from my mistakes at all. Am I going to try and prosper with this 6-point mon? You bet your sweet fucking ass I am. Dashing is here to have some goddamn fun. Gets access to Unburden and Overgrow, and being able to trigger that, get an SD off, slap acrobatics, take advantage of the terrain I decide to set up and have stab in terrain. Amazing. Being able to Terra ground myself freely to avoid T-Wave, to do Terra Fire to avoid burn, allowing me to SD. Incredibly good. This, being able to have every situational coverage move, is fantastic. But the issue is it is Open Terra. So my opponent is going to know exactly what this Sceptile is going to be when it comes in. But that is fine. Dashing doesn't care. He's just going to troll you. And he's going to have fun doing it. Granted, he's not going to come every week. But if he does, I'm definitely going to put on a show, and you guys are going to have some quality entertainment as I cheese people. I might have a Sceptile addiction this gen. With this thing being a Terra Captain, it is absolutely broken in the right hands. And I look forward to using it again. And he's going to take a nice little nappy nap. But that is enough with Sceptile. We are going to hop on into the next mon. Alright, for mon number 6 of the draft, it was originally Tornadus Incarnate, because I wanted Prankster Weather, the control, Tailwind, and being able to have a abusive base 125 Weather Ball. I decided I had a better idea. Let's change things up in Grace. And let's grab Hawlucha. Look at this man as he zooms around, flaps. Does he do a spinning? He does a spinning back kick. Alright, this being flying and fighting. This has access to Mold Breaker, which allows me to defog on mons like Goldango, allows me to ignore unaware after an SD. I can smack things in the face, which is incredibly good. This gives me access to Unburden as well to take advantage of terrain or item loss, or running White Urban to intimidate matchups and then setting a sub after they switch in would be phenomenal. Granted, this doesn't have 100% the best coverage in the world, but it is what it is. It has Dig, but does it have Stopping Transform or Earthquake? No. This was tempting to make it Terra Captain as well, but we're going to see how this goes. And honestly, base 118 speed and being able to smack things in the face, run Adamant with some slight bulk, have Unburden, set up an SD, hammer things in the face with Drain Punch, sounds like a thrill ride and a half. This does not look like it is it's a flying mon that realistically probably does not have a sleeping animation unless it suddenly falls to the ground. But it happens with this game. Not everything's coded. But Hawlucha, phenomenal mon. Granted, it's not the strongest thing in the world, but when it hits, it fucking hits. That and it has U-turn to get out. You block me with CC. Okay. You do very little damage. I U-turn out. Problem solved. Access to Iron Head and Poison Jab. Very good for fairies. Access to Brave Bird, Acrobatics, Dual Wing Beat. The one thing I miss that it had in Sword and Shield is Dual Chop. I can't fuck up Dragon types now unless I raw CC. Which, it would be funny to Dual Chop a fucking Haxorus on switching. That would be hilarious. But anyways, that is Hawlucha for 12 points. We are going to hop on into the next mon. Alright, for round number 7, I decided, you know what, it's finally time to get my terrain setter. We got Indeedee, and yes, I get both forms for 6 points. The male is fast and offensive with 105 special attack. The female is slow but bulky. The female gets all the support moves like Light Screen Reflect, and well, it used to only get Trick Room and the access to, Healing Wish. But now male gets both. So it's not a total loss. But all in all, being able to choose between the two, whether I need support or I need offense that week, is absolutely amazing. And I believe only male gets access to Expanding Force. It's either Expanding Force or Psychic Noise. I can't remember. I know female got incredibly shafted with moves it gained back. But all in all, still a good mon in my eyes. I love Psychic Terrain. I love not being able to, well, not having to worry about Mach Punch, Vacuum Wave, Ice Shard, and everything else. When I have a Excadrill and a T-Tar, I don't have to worry about Aqua Jet. Alright, that's fine. That and Hawlucha and Sceptile get their Burden triggered. Absolutely amazing. Terra Sceptile cannot be affected by priority. Beautiful. Aww. I didn't know it lays down like that. It's actually more human than anything else. That is weird. But anyways, this gets access to Encore, Dazzling Gleam, Psychic Noise, Expanding Force, like I said. Gets access to Trick Room. A lot of support. Gets access to what was it? Healing Wish. Healing Wish is a stationary healing effect. Basically, the next mon that comes in that has a status or health taken from it gets fully healed. What happens is if Stealth Rocks, T-Spikes, Spikes, Sticky Webs are still up, well, I'm not going to count Sticky Web. What it'll do is it'll fully heal the mon and then poison you and then reduce the hazards from your full health, which is still pretty damn good, especially if you bring in a burned Pokemon off of it. Being poisoned is so much better than being burned, in my opinion, because your attack stats no longer halved and they cannot status you again. Incredibly good. But all in all, that's Indeedee. We are going to hop on into mon number 7. Alright, for pick number 8, we decided, alright, I guess it's coming out in style, to get Skeledirge as our Terra Captain. This was what we were deciding on between Raging Bolt, and it was a tough choice. Since I woke up this morning into the time of this recording till a little bit ago, I finally declared the mon as my captain. But all in all, Skeledirge seemed more versatile and more needing of the Terra, since Raging Bolt can just deal with what walls it naturally with its spam. So Dirge is here. This can be a bulky tank, this can be offensive, this can be a setup sweeper with flame charge, this can do a whole lot. And I look forward to seeing what this can do. Do I have to channel my inner Crep? I believe so. All in all, this is such a beautiful, beautiful mon, and I've wanted to try it as a Terra Captain all gen. I had Quackable. It was a lot of fun. I hope Skeletor's is just as fun. Flame Charge, Slack Off, getting access to Will-O-Wisp, Torch Song, Alluring Voice now with the DLC, gets access to Shadow Ball. All in all, incredibly good mon. And if I'm able to like set up with it, get it spamming and going, especially if I do the perfect Terra for the matchup, it becomes incredibly hard to kill with leftovers. 104 HP is nothing to scuff at. This has a monster special attack stat, base 66 speed, 100 in defense, and I believe it's 85 in SPDF. It's either 75 or 85. It's nothing to scuff at. This even gets access to Poltergeist, which would be hilarious to do a physical 1 week and catch people so off guard. Torch Song into Throat Spray is an immediate +2 special attack, which is honestly rather fucking disgusting. I will say this right now. So as Skeletor gets a crap ton of kills, whether it be tanky, offensive, or just support, I'm all for it. But for 13 points, I'll gladly take this as a Terra Captain. Sorry, Raging Bolt. I'm so sorry, but I have to do the croc. If this was not drafted by me, and I would have went Sarah Ledge instead, Raging Bolt 100% would have been the Terra Captain. But I can't resist an unaware tank in this metagame. This thing walled Ubers in Dashing Reptiles League. And it's nothing to scuff at, and I look forward to using it now. But anyways, let's hop on into the final 2 mons of our draft. Alright, in round number 9, I looked at my team. It was kind of lacking. You know what I needed the most that I actually cared about? A good poison type. Granted, this is not everybody's go-to and favorite, but I just absolutely love this shiny and just how this mon looks in general. Quillfish Hisui is just fucking beautiful, and I'm glad it exists. This thing is just amazing. Spikes. T-Spikes. Very, very good. Being able to just shit on people with Intimidate, Poison Point, or Swift Swim, and it's amazing. I can bring it at Swift Swim and Rain matchups. If I know my opponent likes to hit me incredibly physically, I can run Poison Point, get a poison on them, and be just fine. Especially if they have multi-hit moves, like, for example, well, unless it's Punching Glove or Urshifu Rapid Strike, you hit me for 3, you have 3 chances of poison, which is incredibly good, but mainly it is here for Intimidate, Spikes, T-Spikes, going boom with self-destruct. Barbarage is a 50% chance to poison, does double damage if they are poisoned. This even gets access to Liquidation, Fell Stinger, Sword Stance, Aqua Jet. All in all, a phenomenal mon. And I look forward to seeing what Little Puff can do. Granted, I had this for a short time in my VGC league. Well, Masters of Scarlet and Violet is dual format. You run singles and doubles 6v6 with the same roster. This thing by itself in 2 of my matchups has propelled me to getting playoff chances after not having any single wins. And boy, is it adorable when sleeping. But all in all, that is Quillfish. We have to hop on to the last mod, folks, and I hope you're ready for a surprise, because you're going to enjoy this one. Alright, so from the final mon of the draft and the 3 points we had left after taking 7-point Quillfish Hisui, we decided let's have some Sand Force abuse, and we've got the glorious and fabulous Doug Trio Alola. This gets access to Tangled Hair and Sand Force. So in Sand, I get like a 30, I believe it's 30% buff. So that is basically hitting with Life Orb damage, which is ridiculous. I was doing rolls on Cactus against max HP, bulky Incineroar for VGC. That is a defensive spam with Intimidate. After the -1 attack stat in Sand, Earthquake with Life Orb is a roll to kill still with Incineroar, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. To do that to a bulky fire type is amazing. And yeah, this is Blue Nose, my little pit bull. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't unsee it. They're wiener sausages. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, they're literally hot dogs with noses. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot. Oh god, that's in my head now. Son of a bitch. And there's an ad. I had to cut that out. But I am really curious on what this thing can do. And hopefully it puts on a show for everybody. I do not know if this mod has a sleeping animation. I sure hope this thing actually gets some kills and makes it worthwhile. With my team, with this being another Stealth Rock setter, this even gets access to Sucker Punch. This gets access to Memento, Endeavor. You focus just lead in Sand, or Sand is up, and click Endeavor. They go down to 1 HP, they die to Sand, which is incredibly ridiculous and a funny ass strat. And if you outspeed the next mon, if they don't have priority, you just Endeavor again. So you can have a 2-for-1, which is incredibly good. Or you can Memento out and allow a mon like Skeledirge, Excadrill, Bolt to set up for free. Which could be incredibly broken, especially if Excadrill gets a free Swords Dance, or if Sceptile or Halucha get a free Swords Dance off. Incredibly valuable and good. So we are going to see what all this team can do. I hope you guys enjoy the team. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and tell me what you think of the team down below in the comments or via DM. I'll be there waiting. Or not. Do whatever you want. But anyways, you guys enjoy your day and stay tuned for week number 1. I will catch you guys later. Peace.